Okay, this looks better. So yes, we did onboardings and then discussing with many people and Kim, especially with you also last week. It's definitely the right way to do more frequent sessions of 1 hour 45 minutes, well focused, but 4 times a month, so that every one of you can try to jump, especially in the North America time zone during the lunch. And as we grow our group, we will also try to do other more Asian or European friendly time zones. As we go, for now, 80% of you guys are westwards, US, Canada. So those are the rapid updates. And please reach out for your own onboardings. So, and then we're going to do a quick announcement of the strategic partnerships that we have been negotiating lately. And then we will talk about our AIA backend as a service, the BaaS, AIA BaaS, where we are in our overall picture, and also at the technical level. That's what we have been doing in the last few weeks, and where we're going to spend time today, because the four sessions, the first one of the month is about the general program, and it's generic to all tracks. But then I'm going to present here our new 3 tracks for the AIA program, because we all have a different approach, a different perspective, and a different expectation of the program. And so will our clients, our enterprise clients. So we defined 3 tracks of doing the same thing in a different flavor for this program. And then we will open the floor for question and answers. So let's kick this off. And Eli, please help me. And if there is anything, stop me with questions. Otherwise, we can talk at the end of it.
Of course.
Excellent. So I'm in full screen. I don't see you guys and don't see myself. But here, what you see at the bottom left is our new strategic partners that we put on our homepage. And I'll start just from left to right, and then later on I will tell you the meaning and the cohesion of this choice of partners. So directors, I think we talked about this. It's a headless CMS system that is built on top of PostgreSQL or SQLite on top of the database, and it creates a whole very well fine-tuned API layer with a visual web backend, so that we can actually scrape data, save it into the directors and the database, and visualize it as we go and as we grow it, and even make some automations inside of directors. So we applied and we reached out to directors team, and they love our program and what we are doing, and we are aligning at the vision level and at the technical level. So we became partners, and as partners we get access to even more resources. Directors has this Directors Plus program that we will also leverage for you guys and for ourselves and for our clients. Now, one important thing about Directors is that it's free to use if self-hosted. We get the full features without having to pay anything, up to $5 million of revenue, which is fantastic, because we get an amazing infrastructure for free until we make money. If we make $5 million a year, or if we raise $5 million in funding, we're more than happy to pay back to directors. So I think it's a very nice deal. It's a very nice company, and it's a very nice product. And I will take questions maybe at the end or as we go. The second partnership we have, which is on the financial level, is called IPSE, Intellectual Properties Securitization, Intellectual Property Securities, which is from my very good friend and brother, Mark Deschenaux. He patented a methodology to finance companies. Any company that has an intellectual property can basically use that intellectual property to raise funding, either through private funding or through equity. But actually, even more interestingly here is that there is the way to go direct to an IPO in the NASDAQ market. So Mark will be actually chipping in some of our meetings. We will present it to you guys. Mark, they call him the Eagle of Wall Street because he flies from Geneva and he gets the deals in New York and in Wall Street. So they called him the Eagle. And they will be accompanying us and also accompanying you guys with your own digital products and our clients to see whatever data that we can enrich and give it value, that becomes intellectual property. If it's a data set on its own as a SaaS service, or to train an AI model, or the AI model that itself that is fine-tuned by a company, can be an intellectual property. The third partner is Quadrant. Quadrant is a German company. So it's a very nice, powerful, and very complementary product. It's a vectorial database, probably one of the best vectorial database in the market. And this is because we will address it in the session about data structure. But PostgreSQL, even if we use pgvector for vectorization, it can hold vectors up to 1 million vector in the database, and then it starts to slow down. And that's where Quadrant comes in. It can handle 10 millions or more vectors in one database. So we can scrape with RTILA, get the data, vectorize it, save it in a powerful database, and we can scale to enterprise level using PostgreSQL and Quadrant, and then do hybrid search for AI inference, chat with your documents, and all these things in total privacy, or self-hosted and free. So Quadrant is free if self-hosted. So a lot of potential there with this partnership. So we were accepted as a startup. So we're part of the Quadrant startup program. So that also gives us some financial discounts that maybe we can also share with you guys, but also more importantly, gives us access to specialized knowledge and assistance from Quadrant. The last, which is also financial, is Swiss Financiers. So Swiss Financiers is a firm specialized in financing in Switzerland that is related somehow with Marc Deschenaux as well, and IPSC. And they will be also backing us with advisory and financial assistance and so on, so that we can grow this product together, guys, and the program. So that's about the 4 partners. We have some other partnerships coming in, like Neon.tech. So Neon.tech is a serverless database, a bit like Supabase, and we are finalizing the partnership. So that's also very useful and technical for scaling up our setup. That's for the partners. Let's take just 1 minute to look at you guys and see if there is any questions or anything in the chat. And then we can resume. Eli, did I go too fast? Did I?
No. There's no questions. So obviously you were clear and loud, a bit like a bell. So everything's all cool.
Superb. So let's go further, faster, because I know that now we try to be more time efficient. That's about the partnerships, and this leads us to what is the common vision for us, guys, as program agents and also as our technical and financial partners. Our vision is the strategic edge for our customers. What is this strategic edge that we want to bring them? Is that RTILA and its global partners, we are united by this single mission. If you guys accept to join the mission, just like I think that's the openings of James Bond or something, if you choose so to join the mission, is to empower enterprises with fully owned, future-proof, and cost-efficient AI automation infrastructure. So here it's important to highlight the word infrastructure, because this is what will separate us from the AI innovation noise. There's a lot of noise on social media, on TikTok. AI does this, AI does that, and people get confused because those are often valuable, but those are often short-term and not integrated solutions like truly at the level of the enterprise. And we want to offer an infusion of AI. So what we can offer together is an actual infrastructure that can hold the data and vectorize the data, enrich the data, scrape the data, and mine it, so that an enterprise can actually build upon it. So that's what we want to sell, that's what we want to promote, and the reward will come for that. So unlike the traditional cloud-based tools, our approach will give a complete control and a long-term resilience to our customers. So the first thing is that they have 100% ownership and cost control, and this is the biggest trap, especially for startups or for companies who struggle with having net profit when they have big volumes of sales, is that they don't really control the cost of their technologies and their tech stack. And our approach, our methodology, first will allow our clients and ourselves to not be stuck in lock-in with a provider. There's no hidden fees, and we can scale on our own terms. And we run our own infrastructure. There is knowledge that is required, which we are sharing, but then we own our own infrastructure. And once we own our own infrastructure, we can delegate 20% of it to SaaS, to other services for scaling. But it's important to own and control the cost of any project. The second 100% is achievement is about the data privacy and the compliance. By self-hosting, by hosting on premises, we bring an edge to companies who are regulated. So if they want to host on their own data center or their own computers, we can do it. Otherwise, we can take for them dedicated servers, VPS servers, and then have everything regulated and hosted in the jurisdiction and according to the rules of their industry regulations. The last 100% is about the intellectual property and how you control and monetize it. So whatever you build or whatever our customers will build, stay theirs. Even the prompts to the AI on whatever I'm building, all this by using local AI models stays and remains private and confidential. And yet we still can build very powerful data sets to fine-tune our own AI models. We can build proprietary automation flows, license them, securitize them with IPSC, and leverage funding. So those are the three 100% selling points that we want to bring to the market. And happy to take any questions on this, because that's what we will be using going forward. So let's just take some hints if we are going the right way. Eli, honor to you.
Well, I'm telling you, you've made it clear and direct, and obviously still no one has any questions. Does anybody have any questions before we move on to the next stage? But from my side, it seems very clear. Don't be shy. It's important, just in case you have anything. No? You're doing well? Mohammed, you're doing well this time. No questions.
Yeah, I'm worried when it's too well. When it's quiet.
Don't be.
But let's see. We continue. So that was about, and I'm going to split my window like this so that I can see if there is anything happening as well. I hope this is going the right way. And of course, we can take some more questions. So let's look at the next point. The next point is the backend as a service. So I think a month ago, we did this value chain, Eli, and we wanted to share the vision of how the data can grow. If you remember, we can get data that is almost free or publicly available, build upon it, scrap it, enrich it, format it, connect the dots, and add our own proprietary things. So what we are doing now with the backend as a SaaS and our partnership with Directus is that we already have the infrastructure for this phase of our program. When we reach this level where now we have the data after a few months of hard work, and now we need the back end so that we can then pop up a front end for a SaaS or start to train our own niche AI model or sell our data as an API. We will need a very powerful and strong and scalable back end, and that's what we have been doing. So finally, the back end is ready. And I'm going to show you one of the first applications of it is for Eric. I think Eric was not able to join us today. But this is the model. We've created a database schema that we talked about, the first point in our program, database schema. So we defined a database schema that can work for almost any business. Business that want to do lead generation, like building your own little Apollo.io. So we can actually build our own little Apollo with this infrastructure. And it's ready to scale with millions of leads and database entities and rows. So that's where we are, what we prepared for you guys. And I'm going to show you how it looks like very quickly. So this is Directus hosted on a dedicated server. So it's all with SSL security and API tokens, and all this is very well secured, and it's full API layer. And this also comes with a how you call it, a methodology. So many of you have started to do large scrapping projects, not just 1,000 pages or 1,000 websites. Some of you are going now in the 500,000, even 1 million websites or pages to scrap. And that becomes a volume that for reaching and managing that kind of scrapping, you need an ecosystem and infrastructure. And that's exactly what the backend can do. It can handle millions of entries. And the way we built it is that you start with adding a source, let's say Google Maps or another source. And then you create all the paginations in that source. Every page has 20, 50, 100 listings. and then we start to process these listings. So here, for example, there is 40,000, almost 41,000 Google Maps search results pages. It's not the number of businesses, it's the number of results pages, and every result page has 20, 50, 100 business listed on it. So this is a project that Eric has taken charge of, where he's basically with this single keyword, which is about finding natural medicine in a specific area in Germany, he will be able to pull 500,000 business listings out of Google Maps. That just gives you the scale where we can reach with this. And RTILA is working 24 hours to get all these listings, and this database allows him to manage even the errors, the ones that are processing and so on, to go to the million leads technically. This is for one industry in one location. So you guys can do the same in multiple industries in multiple locations. Eric, Eric, I think you just joined.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No worries. I was speaking
Apple
about
Watch
you.
died, and I got no notification. And I checked with my wife the clock, and it's like, I'm very sorry to everyone. Sorry.
Why, you made it without the notification? That's super cool. So I was talking about you. Do you see the screen?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I took the initiative just to show people the great. So this actually, Eric did a huge work on his own. He picked up RTILA very quickly, and he started to push RTILA to its limits. So
It's because of
just
you.
like you, Eli. Yeah. So he challenged us. We got stuck for a while, and then we unlocked it. So the way we unlocked it is that first, the back end to allow us to go through millions of records, but also Germany, the German web, I'm surprised, is one of the most difficult data content to manage because the German language has so many weird signs, the umlauts and so on. That's the first thing to deal with. Second is that a lot of German companies, they use special characters in their business names. They use the pipes, they use slashes that in other languages, we don't use it in the company name, but they use it and it breaks our column structure. So that was a challenge to deal with. But the most importantly is that the European Union, and maybe also the UK as well, they have very strict rules for Google and Google Maps. So they force Google Maps to load different rendering engines just to comply with the GDRP. So it loads an old engine, and it was breaking RTILA flow because of that, because it was actually behind the scene killing all the variables and reloading a different engine. So we cracked that limit, and now we can really scrap Google Maps to the millions of records. So congrats to Eric. I think this is we just opened the Pandora box. Now
Yes.
you're going to start to
Yes.
to get the
And we
stuff
were
done.
stopped by Google due to the rate limit. So
Oh,
scraping
yes.
more
So
than we scraped
oh, yes.
40,000 URLs in 1 hour. So
How
they
much?
tried to stop us and ban the IP.
How many you scrapped in 1 hour?
40,000.
40,000.
Yes.
Yes. So it's the first time I saw that limit. Normally we scrape Google a lot, but somehow Eric went too fast, 40,000 per hour. Yeah, and he got blacklisted. So this is the first time I see Google blacklisting an IP. But congratulations, you're pushing RTILA and Google to its limits, both of them. And just to help with that, what we have with Directus has a very nice insights and data, how you call it, visual data display. We can build graphical representation of our data on how much progress we are making. So far, we just scraped 1% of all the targeted search results that Eric has. And then we will add here, you guys can build your own conversion dashboard for every project. It's very easy to use, it's very nice, and it pulls the data live from the database and allows us to see how many errors, how many went through, and how many we still have to do. So this is really very handy. This is a way that this is actually what you guys can deliver to a customer as well. If they need massive data, whether it's scrapped or it's data from a database, very useful. So that closes the AI automation backend as a service. And for master agents, every master agent gets this set up, maintained and hosted and supported on a monthly basis. For regular agents, we will share with you the files the models and the configurations and the schema, so that you can set it up yourself. So that's the offer. And again, we will take questions. Eli, if you see anything, let me know.
Again, crickets. You're
So
doing too
let's
well.
move. It looks like people are time aware, and we still have half an hour, which is, I think, a good timing, because I wanted to spend more time on this particular point, which concerns all of you guys. So after doing the most of our onboardings, we realized that from the feedback that each one of you guys and even your clients, they have a different expectation on how they want to use AI and automation. So we created these 3 flavors, or these 3 tracks. And the first track here is the initial track that we started with, which is very data-centric. It's the data product track. So this is like you are a startup, or you're a company that has a digital product, or you want to create a digital product, and it's all about the tech stack, how you build your database, how you structure it, how you bring data into it, and then how you build the back end, the front end, and then how you deliver it as a mobile app, a SaaS, or an AI model or AI chat bot or anything. So it's about, let's say, builders or people who want to have a product and improve it. That remains, but it is a track of its own. That's where we share database schema knowledge, and then everything about scrapping, populating the data, and reaching it inside the back end. So there is a relationship between the 3 tracks, and some of you will be jumping or connecting one track after another. Actually, Ed, I don't know if Ed is here. Ed chose to do 2 tracks at the same time because he wanted to compress it and hit the market faster. So depending on you, you could do 2 tracks at the same time. But one subscription is for 1 track. So it gives you all the resources and attention and support for 1 track. Now the second track, which 4 of you guys have moved into it so far, and I think more will be moving, is the track, I think, Kim, that you are also joining.
Yes.
Yes. And Kim, please don't be shy to chip in. Also, I think you noticed many selling points or many advantages. So if I miss them, please please bring them up to the surface.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we call it the costs, or the cost track, which is when we go to customers or even to ourselves, actually, because Ryan, I don't know if Ryan is connected, but Ryan applied this to himself, and I think he's going to save 80% on the cost that he was going to pay, and he didn't realize that his technology stack was going to cost him so much. So are our clients. They don't realize that when they build a product or when they buy subscriptions and so on, there is a way that if they allow us to audit their tech stack and do the tech stack analysis, we can help them save maybe 50% of their technology costs, maybe 80%, maybe 90%, thanks to AI, automation, and other tools and our know-how. So that's the cost track. It's where we do the tech stack analysis. We do the BPMN, business process modeling notation. So we model their processes and we optimize their processes even before we talk about technology, so that we can do some savings. And then this track has, so each track has 3 phases, which is usually the initial phase of building, a second phase of having some quick wins, and a third phase where we deliver the big work. And then the 4th phase is the ongoing optimization with the feedback loop, where we analyze, correct, enhance. So the last column is always like a recurring loop, feedback loop. But the second step of the cost track is that we don't want to go, that's what we advise, is that let's not go and take the big jobs immediately. We need to build trust with our customers and deliver some quick wins. Like after the tech stack, we identify 1, 2, 3 savings that we could do for them in a couple of days, in a week. That's what we did with the local customers here. And they paid us, the ratio was that they paid us $6,000 one shot, but they had a saving of $10,000 per year immediately. So for them, the return on investment is they already got it. They got back their money from paying us. And it was about digital signature. So we offered them a new setup to automate the digital signatures in their corporate environment. So those are the quick wins that seal the trust. And then once they feel comfortable and they see that we deliver something, then we can dig into the more heavy-duty changes that can give them some savings along the way. And usually we do a plan and a contract of, we do a roadmap of at least 18 months. You always have 6 months of research, analysis, digging, then 6 months of setting up, training the people, and then 6 months for optimization and deployment. So it's usually an 18 months project for an enterprise customer. That's the cost analysis track. And then the third track is more for those who don't really want to know the ins and the outs of AI and automation. They just want more sales, more leads, more traffic to their website or their offer. So we call it the LEA, or the lead track. And this is where we go straight into how to find your best customer. What is the buyer persona? What is the lifetime value? What is the budget you have? Where can we find these customers? What are the sources? So that then we can plan a scrapping roadmap to acquire the leads. And that is the first phase of the lead generation track. Once we acquire the sources, then we look, once we do that, once we define the segmentation and the sources, then we start the lead generation phase. This is like massive scrapping. So yes, Eric, where I can find the 3 tracks on our RTILA website, we will invite you guys. So this system, we have set it up inside RTILA customer dashboard. You will receive soon an email that will invite you to the track, and you will see your cards. It's called cards. And we will define tasks together for you for every phase of your project. So this is coming this month. We just set it up, and this is the admin view. Thank you, Eric, for that question. It's necessary. So the second Kanban. So it works in a Kanban way. Well, yes, but you have to spend. You can do 3 tracks at the same time, but you have to spend 3 times the subscription.
That doesn't matter, but I'm
yeah,
just
it's
curious.
doable. Yeah, definitely, it's doable because then we put a different team on every track for us, and different resources and different systems that we deliver. So I was talking about Ed. Ed didn't want to wait, so he took 2 tracks at the same time because he needed both. He's building a data product, but also he wanted to sell and go and audit local companies and startups. So he's doing both at the same time. We put 2 different teams in place. So you could do the 3 of them as well. But the third track is often your clients, Eric. Those that you go, actually, those are the clients that you're right now having. I think that's what I understand. Most of them, they want leads.
But they just came to me. I haven't looked for them. So as far as I understood, the third path would secure the future for new customers, right?
That's right. Yeah, it's usually what customers want at the beginning. Sometimes they're ready to do an audit. Sometimes they say, no, I want to increase my sales first. Help me with leads. So that's why this third track, we brought it in, and some people are moving into it. So Fabian is in it right now. I don't know if he's connected. But yes, the second phase of the lead track is automating the lead generation, which is scrapping data from LinkedIn, Facebook, social media, lead Apollo, wherever we can find data for that segment, Google Maps, Trustpilot, all these things that we have been doing for years. All those templates, we make them available, and then we set up a VPS with RTILA on it so that we can run the scrapping and the data acquisition 24 hours for our clients and deliver faster. And then once we go through that phase of acquiring the leads, then there is the third phase, which is how can we now automate and monitor the outreach, because you may have a stock of leads, and then if you don't convert them into real sales, it doesn't make justice to all this hard work. So that's what we will do in the third phase of the LEA track, is that we automate the LinkedIn connection, the Facebook messaging, adding as friends, sending emails, sending WhatsApp messages, SMS, finding where our customers are interacting, recognizing intent, recognizing triggers on different platforms, and sending communications at the right time with the right message for the right offer. In a not a fully automated way, because we want to always have an 80-20, 80% automated, 20% monitored by the human, so that we can catch the subtleties. And that's what we will do in the third phase of the lead track. And then the ongoing thing on the right side of the lead track is that you always look back at the results, the initial targeting, the analytics, and then we talk again with the customer. Hey, maybe from the first round that we've done, it looks like we started with this assumption of this is the best customer, but look, from the data, we know now that this customer and these signals and this location and this source has given us better sales. Let's do the next cycle in this way and that way. And it's a continuous progress and learning cycle that we do together. And we advise you and we equip you and we assist you behind in the back end for you to deliver better. And likewise for the cost track, we also we can sign a contract with our customers to every month to audit their progress. How much did you save? Oh, wait, this solution is actually more costly than we thought, or they don't offer unlimited users. Let us see for you what we could do better. And likewise for the data side, the data product, we can evaluate. We thought that this infrastructure can hold 1 million active users per month. Oh, now actually they consume more read than write in the database. Let's modify a little bit our setup on how we scale. So all these tracks, they will eventually lead to cruising speed, but it doesn't mean that our job is finished. It means that actually we finally got our clients to cruising speed, and now we can help them to enhance efficiency, targeting, processes, and always improving, and they continue make money and pay us for that improvement. So these are the 3 tracks. It may be too much as a first throw, but you guys now can ask questions, and we can then dive, and we will create documentations about every track as we go. So more questions here. I will load it for everybody to see. Eric, do you plan a yearly AIA subscription for? Yes. Yeah, we actually have opened it for on demand. So we have a yearly subscription, definitely. And we can even give a better financial advantage for a yearly track. Yes. Does it make sense? Sorry,
well,
it's a bit
the yearly plan, does that make sense, or is that actually too long for mastering stuff? I mean, I don't want to stop working with you, so
yeah, no, it depends on your cash flow and your finance. So you know, for us there is work indefinitely in this game, because we will always continue improving. Every 3 months, every 6 months, we learn new things, we bring it to you guys. So it's kind of a perpetual learning. So there is no end unless you don't need it anymore. And we're not in a vendor lock position. You can exit anytime. Like any one of you who feel that, hey, I have enough maturity, you can exit, come back when you want. The only difference is that the price that you locked as an early bird, you may lose it if you go out and come back. But otherwise, the relationship is really an open relationship. So yes, it makes sense if you want to save a bit on cash flow. And I think it's not so much the financial part that is going to play, it's the motivation part. Because if, let's say, you put 1 year of money up front, you said, damn it, I need to put the 4 hours per week on this because I put $2,000. So so I think it could play on both.
What do you mean?
Save
It's
a bit
better
of money.
to pay in advance, or is it bad to pay in advance?
No, from your perspective, I don't know. From our perspective, it's the same. Okay. Yeah, whether you guys pay us monthly or yearly, it's the same, because we prefer to have some monthly income. The yearly income is a good cash flow boost, but then it doesn't appear in the monthly stability of income. So for us, it's the same.
Okay.
Yeah. For you guys, it may be a cash flow gain or a cash flow decision or a motivation decision, whichever plays best. And then I think you said also 3 tracks at the same time. Yes, I think I replied, right? You could do 3 at the same time. How many months will I spend in each track? Oh yeah, so that's a different approach. Yeah, so that's a different. You could have a sequential approach, Eric, and everyone. You could say, given the situation in my company or my customer company, I'm going to start with the lead generation, 3 months or 6 months, the time that I increase the sales. After I had solved that, I want to jump to the data track, because we need to solve our database and build the product better. After 6 months, you say, hey, now we have enough maturity. Let me jump to the cost analysis track to see if we can reduce our costs. So you could do a 1 year. You could do 3 tracks depending on how much time you want to spend. But what I would suggest is that for every track, for you to get the benefits, it's better to stay at least 3 months, maybe 6 months, because we always have assumptions and often nothing works as planned in the beginning. Just like you saw, Eric. I think it took us 1 month to fight with just Google Maps.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we
And
have those bugs.
I spent another month myself.
Oh yeah. So you spend 1 month trying to solve it, and then it didn't work. Then you escalated to us. So that's 2 months. Yeah. So yeah, 3 months goes very fast. So 3 months, I would say, is the very minimum to really get something out of any track.
Thank you.
Welcome. Eli, does it make sense for you from your perspective, from the needs that you saw in the market?
Yeah, totally. And you've made it in a way that it's so people can visualize it and understand what exactly they need. And that's what I like about the whole of this business out of a box.
Yes. So it's an AI automation business in a box. And now it's really coming together with the systems. They are working amazingly well. The speed between RTILA and the back end is really cool. We do queries that takes 300 milliseconds or less. So we do multiple queries in 1 second, which is super powerful. So we could have, I did some calculation, and we could have 20, 30, 50 bots working on one database, doing different things on one database at the same time. This one is going on LinkedIn, this one is going on Google Map, this one is verifying the emails, this one is, I don't know, scrapping some data here and there. And this setup can hold those 20, 30 bots plus the human users at the same time on the admin side. So I think we have now the ecosystem for you guys and any business to build upon in a way that I know as an enterprise level, I know that this is not a castle of cards. I know that this actually can scale and is quite solid. And it's scalable. We can move it to AWS, or we can containerize it, and we can scale it to a massive level. And we will do it. We will cover it more in the session next week. That will be about the data-centric approach. We will give you some more details on why we chose PostgreSQL, and we've built our own binary package of PostgreSQL, where we activated so many functionalities and make it more efficient for data mining, scrapping, data enrichment, and data vectorization, because data vectorization can get very costly and is hard to do with traditional databases like SQL Server or others. Eric, another question. Thank you.
I took a pill this morning, and I'm so hyped. I'm sorry.
Yes, it's the Red Bull. No worries. You're asking questions many times on behalf of other people, which is cool. So do we have to fear AGI doing these jobs? I can explain why I ask. Please explain.
I got invited yesterday to Manus AI, the new.
Oh yes, I got my invitation validated as well.
Yes, me too. So I downloaded the app for the iPhone, and I read in the App Store that someone tried to scrape 1,430 websites at once and wanted to have all the phone numbers out of it. You can read it in the App Store. It's Manus AI for iOS. It's one bad review. So he spent $40 on that task, and it wasn't completed. Sure, all right. I wouldn't even think about doing that, but he did. And Manus obviously started to do something. But if they advance, do we have to, now we settle in this RTILA, and we get, we get to expert level, but could it potentially be, nobody can answer that, but maybe sometime point in time AGI is there and does everything with a single command?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know how fast, and I hope we can reach there faster, because then I prefer to use the AI and make money, and then we don't have to teach anyone this tough way. But I think that will take time. But we have thought about that, Eric. It's a very good point. And we prepared RTILA and this setup. So the main setup that we've done it with Linux, with a Linux server. And Manus can control a full Linux system, even better than an iPhone or Android. So the next generation of AI, they're going to not only be intelligent in understanding data, they're going to be intelligent in manipulating the whole operating system. So they could create a database, they could create files, they could open the browser, do that, and so on. So it's going to be a bit messy at the beginning. But I think what will be hard for an AI to do is that the AI will not come up with the business logic and the container and the framework and the methodology to make this work as a business and that another human is going to pay for it. So it's going to help us tremendously. But I think still this, database schema, data valuation, enrichment, and connecting the dots between the data so that we as human can say, this has more value now. The value perception from humans is going to remain. Whatever the AI does, I think AI will just help us to go faster to that realization. So the way we go ahead.
So we have to be experts quickly so we can make a name of ourselves with our service.
Exactly.
We have, reputation before, something else kicks in, and people will always trust the human more. I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah, and also this knowledge that we're sharing with you guys, including vibe coding. So I vibe code every day. I use different AIs to set up servers, configure them, and code pieces of code. So we're going to do vibe coding. Now, this knowledge that we will share with you guys as we go, every one of us as a business person, we should be vibe coding, and we need to understand the basics of code, hardware, software, to be able to better guide Manus and other AIs to work for us. So this knowledge is going to become even more valuable. So the way we've done it, Eric, is that's why we moved into Linux, because we saw what Manus was doing. I saw some Chinese companies using it on Linux machines, and then also OpenAI. They started their operating system agents. They also run it on Linux machines so that they can control the whole computer. So right now they offer it through an iframe and a window that we don't have access to it. But they're actually running that for their action-taking agents. So we are doing this, but we own it. We own the operating system. So your server is ready to now incorporate Manus. Now Manus will see, in technical terms, he will see your database and your data schema. He will understand, oh, this is the data and this is where I have to populate it. This is the format. And then he wants to vectorize it and he wants it to be put here. And there's already 10,000 records. And I noticed that there is this mistake. Now Manus is going to work even better for us because he can see the whole operating system. And our operating system and our infrastructure is going to guide Manus or other AIs. And the other way around, we can make prompts with very precise context for the AI. We can tell them, this table, these contacts, the phone numbers are messed up. Just redo the phone numbers for me. And then it will access the database, take everything and reformat and give us the data.
Can I quickly jump in?
Yes, please.
Regardless of what comes out, it's irrelevant, because at the end of the day, the way that your system actually plugs into everything else, you can always take it to the next level. So Manus has come across and we can then plug into that. And
Yes.
obviously we can take it further than that because we have the infrastructure to be able to build further from that.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter what comes out. It doesn't matter what better thing comes out, because the way this system works, it's worked so we can plug into any other system while adding our custom situation that we need for ourselves or our clients. So we should never fear from that point of view, because that's how technology is supposed to go.
Yes.
But by us working on a framework that works with other systems and agents and AI and whatever else is out there, it's irrelevant, because you can use their power. Yeah, you can use the equivalent of their 10 million they've invested with all the man hours, plus plug it into our system. There it is, bam.
No, definitely, and this relates to one slide that we had before, where we were sharing with you guys. It's no more being software centric or system centric. It's being data centric and system agnostic. We don't care what is going to come, disappear. Many softwares and many technology will come and go. But if we can focus on our data of our customers or our data that has the value, if we own the database and we control it, then comes what comes. I think in English, I don't know how to say, comes what comes. We can deal with it and we can actually absorb it and benefit from it. instead of fearing it, like you said, Eli. So thank you
And
very much for that.
and that's perfectly what you said. And you can absorb it. And that's what we're doing. We're absorbing all these intricate different things that are going on at the time and using what we need to power what we need it in the way that we need it.
Yes.
So it's never
so
fair
we keep driving. It's not the technology drivers left because
That's right.
there is this and that, and
That's
then
right.
and that's what clients need.
Yeah,
because
the
they
motor,
see all these
the motor may
TikToks.
change, right? The motor may change, but the infrastructure, the body of the car is still the same. We're just changing the motor and the wheels whenever we need to fit, depending on what car
Exactly.
the client needs, if that makes sense.
Yes, and we don't jump out of the car and we want a bicycle now, because we saw that bicycles can fly now. It's because that's a little bit what appear with the surface AI innovations. There's so many things that look great, but they are not very applicable to the enterprise level. And also for us, we are really like focused on enterprise corporate level. I think that's where it requires more discipline, more structure, more methodology, and this is where our knowledge is more perceived as valuable as well. So
Meg said something.
oh, Mug is here. Mug, long time
yeah,
no
yeah.
see. Mug, we solved the Google Maps problem. I was talking. We solved it actually. Eric
Awesome.
helped us point it out, the problem.
Perfect. That's good to
Yes.
hear. Mohammed, I was gonna make a commentary.
Yes, please.
I think it's important that as the technology is evolving, how do we make sure that we build in more agency into our workflow, right?
Mhm.
And what I mean by that is, you know, as the technology kind of enhances, you know, over time, there may be some orchestration layer in whatever automation or business. Start with the business first, because I believe
Mhm.
with the arbitration of technology, now
Mhm.
it's getting in more in the hands of the business user driving, rather than being a technology first started principle, but more business led. But you know,
Definitely.
as
Yeah.
we're users of these practitioners of this software, right? Making sure that we can apply more agency into into the software, right? Building some agentic
Yes.
systems into it, so that way things are not, it's a little bit more easier to adopt, you know, over time. And we're focused more on the business driven, you know, problems that we're trying to solve versus getting caught up with all the technology mumbo jumbo.
Yes. No, that definitely. And I know that the keyword agency in English, it means kind of taking the lead and taking control. Is that a correct understanding?
Agency
When you say in English,
meaning
having agency?
agency means having the ability to autonomously make decision, but in a you know, it has that to make decisions, you know, in certain tasks, right?
Like, yeah.
Agency is, if you exist in P for a process that's pretty vetted, we as the
Yeah.
business folks should not advise, you know, business owners to say, okay, hey, go use AI agents for this when you don't have a SOP that's mature, right? And it's able to handle,
Yes. No,
don't throw
definitely.
AI
Yes.
agents into a net new process that is not vetted, right? If that process hasn't been
Yes.
stabilized enough. So, so agency is more
No,
a little
definitely.
bit of
Yeah.
autonomy in making those decisions. Yeah. But
No, that's
anyway, I
exactly
just wanted to
what
at
we.
least share that.
No, definitely, Mog, and thank you for that contribution. And this is also what we want to kind of. I'm not sure if we can say educate our corporate clients, but actually they need that. A lot of CEOs, they don't have like the same communication with their IT departments, so sometimes they miss this point, Mog, and sometimes they just implement things that they don't understand how this serves the business strategy. So it's like the business that is serving the software strategy and not the other way around. And this is what exactly we can solve with our program working together.
Eric has said something about, what's this $39, Eric?
No, I'm sorry. That was just an answer to Mark.
For Manus, that's for Manus.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
right, okay.
yes, for Manus. I'm sorry.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, no worries. That's good. That's good. We will probably later on we will do a session on all these advanced AIs and agentic programs, their costs, and also see which ones we can leverage. And another thing, Mog, at the technical level, what we are proposing when we, especially when we are working now with directors and anything, is that there are two aspects that are very important at the technical level to allow us to give our customers independence in terms of adopting and using technology in the way that it serves the business. Is one, control over the database, and what is the best database that can serve me and serve my data, and I can grow my data to the vectorial type that AIs need. So that's PostgreSQL plus Quadrant. That's we have it in our tech stack, or it can be something else that comes in. The second point is that everything is API layered. So every aspect of the systems that we have has an API endpoint. So every system can talk to every system, and the AIs can also use the APIs to move data around. So that's also something that we are being focused on, data-centric with the database, and API. We favor the API way, and when we can't have an API, then we use the web interface or the file system or whatever, or an SDK. But that's also something that we will do at the technical level on track 1. So I think
Awesome,
we're
thanks.
just... thanks, Mog. I think it's the first time that we do exactly 1 hour as planned. So I still have time, and we're happy to do more questions. And let me load this slide. And you guys let us know if there is any question, any feeling. There is also the new hardware. We did this message on school. Dell is coming up with these new computers, you know, the GB10 that was renamed by NVIDIA. So those who are in the US and Canada, I think this will come very soon to you guys in June maybe, or July. That would be a superb investment for those AI computers. But any other subject or any questions about the 3 tracks, the back end, you guys feel free.
I have a little question to Eli. Eli, you've been working with RTILA and clients already, and being a strategist or analyst, because Mohamed always refers to you as the professional. How long have you been doing it? And
well,
with
I'll be honest. I mean, with RTILA, I've been speaking with the man here for quite some time, but I haven't been pushing RTILA massively, and that's because I've been really busy with other things, and I've been in the background with other things. But it is my main goal to what I want to do in the future. And the reason being is because of the amount of flexibility. And because of that, it's a go-to thing. And I know, especially when you've got the business out of the box, it's a no-brainer. So it's definitely a thing that I'm going to push mainly for. I've got to make sure, because I'm neurodivergent to ADHD, I've got to make sure I do everything in its time and in its spot. Otherwise, I'm very good at advising everybody else and pushing everyone in the right thing, but I know what I have to do, and this is why I know this is definitely the way to go. And this is why I always say people to go with this, because of the flexibility, as you see, plugging in with other technologies and systems and etc. And the support. It's all very well having, you know, the technology. It's all very well having structure, but it's having the right people around you to have the support. If you don't have the support, you can get stuck and you go nowhere. And this is why, you know, I'm going to stick with my man over here, because the support is amazing. As you already know, Eric, you've had that support, right? You've been stuck for after a month. And that's why you was willing to pay, you know, for 3 different products for the whole year, which is, I can hear between the lines, because of the support, because you understand with business, yeah, you know, but the support is very important.
It is. Yeah, and I tried to Google you, and I just found your podcast and how active you are. And I told you I took the pill this morning.
Oh dear, I'm in trouble.
Well, the thing is, you know, I'm not diagnosed, but you know, whenever I do that, and I have a friend that, you know, gives it to me, I'm like super sharp and crisp, and today was very, very productive.
No, I can. No, the first time I actually saw you last time, I knew you was neurodivergent with certain things that you have said. So maybe we should do a podcast together, especially with your background, because I know some of your background. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like doing that?
Yeah, of course, I'm in. You know, the main problem with RTILA is that we have a business, my wife and I, and we have been, hustling for the past 5 years, and it's 7 figures, but still, I want to do something different where I'm not dependent on someone else supplying goods. I want to, do something out of my own power, and that's my dream come true. And I can tell you guys already from my talks with Mohammed, I'm moving to Mauritius this summer. So we are really packing up. We are selling everything, and I'm planning on doing RTILA full time and leaving the other business in autopilot. So.
Mohammed, you've corrupted another person.
Man,
I said it was bad enough to do it with me, but to another one, really?
It's like that.
This is a big pressure and responsibility. I mean, I love Eric, and it was my honor, but I hope that my perspectives are not wrong about Mauritius and this business. But in any case, I think Eric is a warrior. He's ready to fall and stand up, trial and error. And we fought Google Map together. It was really like
so cool. It is so cool. Yeah, and I mean, we run this business, the other one, and have no contact at all. Well, to suppliers, to customers, okay. But this right here is something completely different. Sharing experiences, helping each other. That is a lot of fun, and that's unique. And I like it, and I like to support Mohammed and everyone else.
Yeah.
So. And Eli, I'm in the wheelchair, so we have so many different things to talk about. It's so crazy.
Let's do that. Okay, let's keep in touch, and let's make that happen. We can talk about the technology we're about to use with Mohammed at the same time, because it's worth it. Because it's going to change not only our lives but so many people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And Mohammed, thank you very much, Mohammed. You've with the amount of work you've done in the last few years. It's not just the technology you've given, but it's also a way that you've packaged things that people that have hardly any knowledge can just use a business out of a box, like I said. That's number one. And another thing is you as a person that brought a kind of community family vibe. And it's very easy. And I think that's 50% of it is we feel like we are part of, you hear this a lot, right? But I'm really meaning it. It feels like we can all communicate very well, and that, Mohammed, is due to you. And thank you for being you.
No, pleasure. And I think that part, unfortunately, we didn't have the system to make it a bit better, but we just installed this board management system to follow up the tasks. But we also installed a school-like community that will be self-hosted in RTILA, where we can communicate between us, exchange stuff, and then there is dedicated spaces. So we will launch it this month as well. That will allow this community vibe to be translated and communicated. I know that Cyrus, he asked almost on every session, Mohammed, when we will have contact with the others in the group. So it's coming up this month, hopefully. And Eli, thank you for your good words. Eric, thank you for your contributions. And I think there is Christopher. Chris, do you want to say a few words? Because maybe you can connect with Eli as well. And we've done some sessions. Chris is also another fantastic human being with his own background. I don't know if you want to come up and say some few things.
Are you there, Chris?
He just dropped a message. He said, I just got diagnosed too. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's true.
Hello, Chris.
So, I just mentioned it. So it's kind of like whenever people have been kind of popping up, I guess especially ADHD in my life. So this is the first call, long-time listener, first call. So I'm excited about RTILA too, because I'm going to be using it for doing a newsletter for my local community. So
Oh yeah,
that
that's actually a very nice point that Chris, a very nice opportunity. Can we say the name of that app, Chris?
yeah. So
What's it called?
we're going to be using Nextdoor, and it's in
Okay.
America. I don't know if you guys have it, but it's you know how like in Facebook they have the marketplace. So
Mhm.
Nextdoor is community based. So you only get invited per your zip code. So you get information from all your neighbors and everything else.
Ah, I have it
So
too. It's not only in America. You're totally right. It's to do with your where you locally live, and
yeah.
Yeah.
you make connections with people that are literally within the area. It's
Mhm.
actually a very, very good and very powerful app stroke community. It's quite amazing, actually. I
Yeah.
know what he's talking about. So it's in America
Mm.
too.
Mhm.
It's in Germany too.
Wow.
Oh, so it's international. It's not yet in Mauritius, maybe. I have to test. I didn't test.
Wow.
Oh, it's in Canada.
Yeah.
So the idea is this: um, moving people from platform to platform, and then having me as the newsletter. So if anything, if people want to be caught up on the news or anything else in their local neighborhood, um, because Nextdoor doesn't talk to Facebook groups, and Facebook groups don't talk to Nextdoor. And then there's like the newsletter in between. So being able to scrape the groups, scrape Nextdoor, and just have a zip code community newsletter. And then also getting businesses. So you could use Beehive for the email, um, and other things too. So that's
Oh,
just the general idea.
and
Well,
that's I think a very useful thing that maybe Chris, you can even kind of license and share with the community so that we can also deploy it
Yeah,
and reward you for that.
yeah. So one thing
Wonderful.
is, I've been kind of, I need to make a video on like how to scrape everything on Nextdoor and just like pretty much the topics that people are mostly interested in,
Mhm.
you know? So if you think about local cable, there's or old school newspapers, there's job announcements, missing dogs, neighborhood watch, um, weather, something funny, and just like have like a little local newspaper,
Mm.
online. So that's the idea. And it's not going to be like, how like you see AI newsletters and just like, oh, what's new? It's just, it's not going to replace that, but it's just going to be something like for your local community,
Yeah, we have
So
the technology now to do that, to come niche to a geolocation and provide very nice and timely data.
I'll tell you
yes.
what, it's really great to hear there's so many different ways. The only restriction is just your imagination. It can go in any direction. So I like having this conversation because I'm thinking, well, Christopher just said, wait, and I thought, oh, really? Yeah, okay. I didn't imagine that. That's amazing. And I like that. And another thing, Chris, congratulations with your ADHD. You are now gifted. Well done.
Oh, thank you.
Is it we're attracting all the ADHDs of the world?
They're gifted. Well, if you're an entrepreneur, you're gifted. Did you not hear? The billionaires are usually, we're neurodivergent by 60% or so. Did you not hear that?
I talked to my psychiatrist just this morning.
Yeah.
So Johnny, you're in the club. You just need to get bold because Eli is bold. I'm bold. Chris
Exactly.
is bold.
You gotta cut it, Johnny.
Oh shoot! And I have the long hair.
Eric,
I'm so
No, but
sorry.
Eric, you're coming to
Exactly.
Mauritius. It would be too
That's
hot
why,
for your
Eric,
hair.
you're in the pecking order. You're last to go because you haven't cut your hair.
Mog has the best head shaving level.
He does actually. He does very much so.
I shave my head once every couple of years. I go bald just for the fun of it. I have a wrinkly head though. It looks like a pack of hot dogs.
Well,
That'd be
listen, then no one's gonna say what they do to me and say, God, your head looks like a mirror. You're never gonna get that one.
No, maybe not.
fun. Nice.
Lovely.
Mog, we will cover the Google Maps secrets in the tech side, and also you're asking Mog the course about developer. Yeah, we delayed that, but I think we accumulated quite good knowledge. We'll try in a few months to open. So first we need to complete the normal course, and we are pushing some new updates, Eli, on the things that we talked about to make it to make RTILA less painful to find CSS selectors.
Do you want to skim
Because
over that and tell everybody about that?
Yeah, I can just throw the ID. So, so there is a lot of power to bring data and so on, but then we all spend a lot of time to find the CSS selectors, and then they change and so on. So we've developed two things. One that we're already testing is not yet integrated in RTILA. It's more like a independent function, but basically it scrapes the whole content of a page, recognizes tabular data, and outputs that table of data if there is phone numbers, email, and so on, without you putting any CSS selector. It works for many websites, not for everyone, but maybe for 60% of the website, we just click a button and we have the table of data that is saved. So we try to do it also with the AI button, and we are improving the AI button, but we actually developed an algorithm that does it almost better than the AI for now. So we will try to integrate it very soon, but it requires a new version of RTILA.
Yeah.
The second approach, again, to ease our scrapping projects, is that there is this npm package. Maybe Mog, you know it. It's called Cheerio, Cheerio, where we've built some tests that RTILA takes the HTML source code, sends it to the Node.js process Cheerio to actually go through the HTML source code like 10 times faster, and then transforms all the content into markdown text.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so it removes all the HTML noise, all the dynamic CSS, and we don't need to look at the CSS.
Yeah.
It outputs a text that has kind of a hierarchy with titles and subtitles and bullet points, which is what we want. And then that we send it to the AI, and now the AI puts it for us in formatted data. So that's also an avenue we're working on. We did some tests, and it looks promising. I don't know how long we will need to bring it in, but we will be working on these two aspects just to reduce the weight of having to find CSS selectors manually.
That's great. I think that's going to make it easier, not just only for the beginners that found it very hard to find selectors and etc., but even for the advanced. You can get the job done much quicker.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's exactly the idea.
Yeah.
And sometimes I notice actually with that algorithm that I told you about, Eli, it finds CSS selectors that even me looking at the code after half an hour or 1 hour, I will not even notice it because I can't compile more than 10 lines in my brain. Our field of vision is very small. Maybe some programmers of you guys, you can do like more. But the AI will notice stuff that are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 20 nodes above or 20 nodes down, which is very cool. The AI and the algorithm. So yes, that's the thing. And the third thing that we're working on, Tariq is pushing it hardcore, is all the challenges we had in the last 1 month with Eric and actually Mog, we had the same problem. And other people from the community that we were hitting some roadblocks, I think in English. And it was due to the way that RTILA manages the variable commands. So the variable commands are saved in the browser memory that is called local storage and so on. And we are converting all that to be completely resilient from the website or from the browser, so that whatever happens on the browser, like the Google Maps reloading the page and losing our variable, we will not lose the variables anymore, Eric. So this way we will have resilience, very resilient variable persistence over different pages, different automations. That's what we're pushing next. Chris raised his hand. Please, Chris, go ahead.
This is gonna be real fast. But when you were talking about the selectors, and I don't know if anybody else done this. Oh, let me take my. I'm gonna share something. I'm gonna
Yes.
Let me guess.
do.
Let me guess, Fritz. You're gonna inspect element and right click and copy the selector.
No.
Okay.
Let me see. Oh man,
Are you
I'm
on the
trying
phone,
to-
Chris?
Yeah, I'm on my phone. I'm trying to change my background real fast. So you guys could see it. I'm not really in a log cabin.
Eli, I think you're muted. We didn't
No,
hear
and I
you.
was saying when I saw that, I was jealous, and I think I could do with being there right now.
Well, he's competing with your raining background.
I know. I don't need rain. I need sun, and I need the forest.
Yes.
I am a forest
Mauritius.
man.
Mauritius.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So Eric, what you were saying, actually, Kim, we had a discussion with Kim. Kim appears as a matter factor in our board, but basically he was bringing up again the idea that as we progress, as we make money, and we all come together to Mauritius to do a retreat, you know,
I will host it.
beach,
I will host
mountain, yes, good food, good people, and we bring our computers and we launch the scrappings, and then we go kayaking or beach, how you call it, sunbathing and so on.
You know, the funny thing is that my partner was speaking about, Eli, where are we going to travel? Where are we going to live? Because we want to get out of Europe. And Mohammed, I think you're going to... Are you an affiliate, by the way, for the government of Mauritius?
No, I'm not. I
you
just did
sure?
my. I have
Yes.
zero relationship with the government. I did. I studied 40 jurisdictions.
Really?
Yeah, I did. So I was one of the businesses I was involved for like 15 years was creating companies for people around the world in different jurisdictions. Most of them were islands because of tax purposes. So I had a good knowledge of islands, and I love islands. And I knew that Mauritius was already scoring high on so many parameters: safety, multiculturalism, English, French languages, and Creole. So if you're English speaking, people speak English.
So they
Yeah.
speak again?
They all speak English. Yeah, everybody speaks English.
That's the reason
Maybe with a
why-
French accent
I
or a
think I'm
Creole accent.
interested.
Yeah. No, you live very well in English here, or French. Both work. And there is it's an African nation, but it's an Asian vibe. So you get
With
both. You get the
Europeans,
African.
right?
I'll look into it. Okay, I'm going to look
Yeah.
into it afterwards. Yeah.
So that's what I studied. They didn't need to sponsor me. I made the
Christopher, sorry, Eli,
research.
I'm just going to share a link, Eli,
Please.
because I used Manus to make a Mauritius expat
yeah.
website. I'm going to share it. It's in German.
Yeah,
but
share
I
it.
can translate it.
Yeah. Probably
Sorry.
it can be translated with the
I'll be
Google
interested.
Translate.
Definitely. Because I'm serious. We're talking about moving and planning forward. So
Yes.
So
Yes.
I was able to
I
do
think
it.
Chris, go ahead. We see the
Yeah.
screen.
So I just have a Chrome plugin that helps me pick out selectors.
Yeah. Which Chrome extension is it?
It's called Ostable.
could you spell that, please?
Yeah. If you can,
PAS
Sorry, say again.
PASTAABLE.
Okay, so that's PASPAABLE.
Here. Papa, Alpha, Sierra, Tango, Alpha, Alpha, Bravo, Lima, Echo.
Thank you. Okay.
yeah, let's add this and we will share it with the community. We shared a few of them in one course, but I think it would be nice to add this one as well.
Yeah, so I guess I probably missed it, but this has been helpful for me, just picking out selectors and just copying CSS and adding it to different pages. So
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll share that and we will include it in our CSS course. Yeah, Eric, we got the link for Manus website. And it pops up the website and hosts it, right? It hosts it as well.
Well, for example, if you guys click on the Manus link, this website cost me, well, when you get invited to Manus, you have 1,000 credits and I have 200 left. So this project was 800 credits. It took Manus to do it 20 minutes and my prompt was 5-8 lines, something like, I have a dog, I have a kid, and I live in Prenzlau, which is Germany somewhere, and I want to go to Mauritius, and I have a wheelchair. That's it. The rest I did by
And
myself.
then, so what you wanted is a website to present Mauritius, the cost of life,
I
the
wanted
pros, the
him to
cons.
make a travel plan for me, to make a guide. What do I have to do in order to leave Germany, in order to start new in Mauritius? And that's like the go-to guide for me to go there, with cost of living, with perfect places to be there and stuff like that, regarding my situation in the wheelchair and the dog and the kid and stuff like that.
So from the data that you got from Manus, does it make sense for you, Mauritius, or?
Oh, good. It does make sense, but it's. I just wanted to try it out yesterday because I was.
Yeah, no, very nice, very nice. I hope Manus was not going to say, no, Eric, Mohammed is saying nonsense.
He's telling me to be registered, or to stay registered in Germany due to my condition, and then just live there in Mauritius. Not sign up, but
yeah. Definitely, yeah. Oh, that's good to know. And also for you to know is that 45 minutes flight from Mauritius, there is the French island La Réunion, which is technically the European Union for healthcare and citizen things. And so there is that piece of land, yeah. And they have very advanced hospitals and things like that. Because Mauritius is still is a very well developed. It's probably the number 2 African country in terms of comfort of life, but it's still a developing nation.
That sounds weird when you see the good sides of Mauritius.
No, it's it's very advanced, and
like knee deep into all of this. And I can just show you this Instagram account from a community in Mauritius.
Oh, yes, that's
Missouri. And we've been in contact with them for the past month, writing back and forth, because maybe, Eli, that's something for you. It's like a huge community with lots of expats and all the amenities you need, clubhouses and stuff like that. And it's like 2 to 3K per month rent, which is reasonable for the amount of luxury that you get there.
Yeah, it's a resort life. It's really like a resort, and families are living there, and there is a private beach. Cyrus is here. Hey, let's go to Cyrus.
Hey, how you guys doing?
How are you?
Good. So I had a question about the tracks.
Yes.
From what I understand, you're gonna have like one session a week throughout the week for the different tracks, roughly.
Yes, correct.
And we can go to all of them, or only the ones for our track?
Yeah, very good question. Let's. So I don't know if you saw in the invite, when I sent the invite, I put some blob of text. So the learning is accessible to everyone. So you can attend to all four events of the week, all 4 sessions. But to get the benefits and the material, then you need to have the subscription on that track. That's the difference. But the knowledge, you can and the attendance, it's open and share to all of you guys. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I guess. Okay. If there's minor overlap, can we still get support like as normal if we have questions about doing something on our own?
Okay, allow me to understand this better. If there is,
yeah. So for me, right, I'm trying to put RTILA on a server, right?
Yes.
And then create a front end for it, but mostly focused on lead gen.
Okay.
So lead gen is going to be probably the track I would pick, right?
Okay.
But there would be a little bit of stuff for the other track, and I'm wondering,
yes. No, that's a very good point. So yes, you choose your main track, and there is a lot of overlaps, not only on this part. So no problem. But if the 80% of the knowledge and assistance and infrastructure is about lead generation, then that's the track you take, and then maybe 20% is coming from the other 2 tracks. And also, this is not this is not closed-minded. This is for making you guys better, more focused, but not to prevent you from accessing some stuff. So whatever makes it better for you, we will of course make a, how you call it in English, a side step into the other track, and then come back. No problem.
Okay, cool. Perfect. That was all I was thinking about. Thanks.
No, that's great, and the setup that will look nice once it's ready. Cool. I think we did an extra half an hour, which is great. We're back to our habits. Anything we can cover? Any last questions, guys? That we can honor. We did some tangents on Mauritius. We didn't have girls today. I don't know what the ladies are doing. They didn't join. we need some to come back. But other than that, if everything is fine, again, honored to have you guys in the program. I hope you will find the track that suits you best. But if you hesitate, Olayemi is doing fantastic. I forgot to say that. Olayemi has been doing some. I don't know, Olayemi. Do you want to take 2 minutes just to? I think you can be, and you are a source of inspiration because you've done a lot of good progress on your own.
Yeah, thanks. I don't think it's much of progress, let's just say. It was just building on what you've done. Mohammed and I had a meeting, and I showed him the website that I built for the data management, which is advantage.co for this program. And so the template that I created for tech analysis, I've also attached that into Fluent. And then it put me through a few things and also helped to add additional licenses to the WordPress page. So I can say that is significant from ground zero to ground 0.1. So hopefully when he start releasing the compiled RTILA for lead gen and the tech stack flow, that will also help me to accelerate as well, engaging customers. Yeah.
Excellent. Olayemi, I have your website loaded. Are you okay to share it, or you want to launch it later?
No, it's okay. It's already up.
Cool. So let me share my screen, guys, and I think it's nice. I don't know if you see my screen. Not yet, huh?
Not yet. Yeah.
Okay. It should come up now. Okay. Do you guys see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Changing.
So it's
push
hand
the screen.
vantage, hand vantage, and yes. So this is this is how you're going to promote the AI automation services to enterprises, right? For cost reduction, business process modeling. So this is very nice, and I like what you've done. And just show to the community, you integrated our wizard, Eli. You know that wizard that you were saying. So he integrated the wizard with your brand and your content. So yeah, this is very cool. And you also have, I think we activated the billing system, the project management system, and you have some backend systems, right?
Yes, that you've created. So that also works. So that will be integrated into managing this when I start scraping for customers and then reaching out.
Excellent. Well done. Well done. So
everything you've created, Eli and Mohammed, that's what I'm incorporating straight on. So it shows the template that you're trying to build, which really works. All the contents were part of more from all the presentation that you've created and some of those to create that set out.
Ah, perfect. Happy and honored that you make good use of all this. And I think this month we're starting to have many of you popping up with some setting. Actually, we also have. I think now Jasmine, she didn't connect today, but she made some sales. So we're starting to have some results coming in.
Fantastic.
So on that good note, guys, if there is no other question, I'll wish you a happy afternoon, evening for the guys in Europe. A happy lunch, early afternoon for those in America, and in Asia, good night, late night, good morning. So see you guys on the next one, and thank you again for today.
Thank you very much,
Thank
guys.
you.